talk about animation because it was Studio Ufotable, and we absolutely love that.
Okay,
and honestly,
like...
worst timeline, so let's be done and get it over with.
Okay, let's be fair here. The animation here in these movies are fucking fantastic.
I'm not saying they're not. Like I said,
and they're
Studio
like top of Ufotable's game.
I know, but like I said, Studio Ufotable. Enough said. The fight scenes, some of the best I've ever seen. God bless, beautiful. The only thing that made it bad, not enough Ku, not enough Gil, worst timeline. Goodbye.
Yeah, the tone in the room changed the moment Ku died.
Yeah. Well, because Ku is... Here's the thing. Ku has had such good fight scenes. He's such a dynamic fighter to watch.
He literally gets one of the best fights in this trilogy.
Well, I know, and he's been like one of the people who's always fighting the first 2 times we watched this story. You know, like he's always been there, and then they kill him off really early, and honestly, like, even though the fight leading up to his death is like really fucking cool, it's kind of anticlimactic. Also, hello everyone, welcome back to The Anime Club. I'm here with Knick-Knack.
Yes.
And Realm Shifter.
Hello.
The Great Lord Vorn.
Hi.
And myself, and we watched the Heaven's Feel trilogy.
Yes.
You even forgot to name yourself. Good job.
I said and myself. I'm fairly certain our audience can tell my voice apart from Knick-Knack's, and if they can't, get better speakers. Like, that's not my problem.
Seki, folks.
But yeah, so, like, Ku's fight, like, is honestly, out of the whole trilogy, Ku's fight's probably one of the absolute best, in my opinion, still. Like, him against Hassan.
There are 3 big fights in the trilogy that are, like, big animation showcases.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really liked Medusa and Shiro versus Altria.
Yes.
That's the other one.
Yeah, and then the other one must have been in movie number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Herc and Altria.
Oh, yeah, Herc and Altria.
Where, like, they're just blowing up an entire castle.
Yeah, like, they're amazing fights, but then Ku dies, and you're like, okay, but we're seeing servants that we didn't really get to see in the last 2 adaptions, right? So we're seeing a lot of Hassan, the actual assassin, that sort of thing. Yep. And then we see Gilgamesh quite a few times in the first movie, and I'm like, oh, yay, we're gonna see a bunch of Gilgamesh!
Then he gets murked.
Then Gilgamesh gets murdered.
He does get, like, one badass line, though.
It's true. It's true.
He
you wanted to make me kneel?
He died standing the fuck up, and that leg was still in upright position when it was
Absolutely.
gone. When it was gone.
But he did get munched.
He did get nommed, which, honestly, I get it, girl.
Seki wants to bite Gilgamesh, confirmed?
But honestly, it was such a weird, like, I'm sure you 2 had already seen it, and I'm sure you expected it, but I did not expect it to be Hassan of the Cursed Arm and Ryder pulling through to the end.
Even Altria doesn't get that much to do here.
If fucking Medea gets murked, and she's like, unlimited blade work, she's everywhere. So we end up with Ryder Medusa, who didn't get much screen time in either of the other 2, and Hassan of the Cursed Arm, who you didn't see in the other 2.
Didn't even get named in the other 2.
Yeah, she was literally just called Ryder. And don't get me wrong, I love the 2 of them. It's just, I could have had Ku and Gil.
Your favorites are Ku and Gil, and they weren't here.
Yeah. I am sad, especially because Ku's ass looked so nice.
Okay, like, let's be fair here. Like, Ku and Herc were less prevalent here, but Ku and Herc also got, like, the best showcases of their abilities.
They really did. Outside of that fight with Altria and Ryder.
Those aren't just, like, potential best fights of the trilogy. Those are potential best fights in Fate in general.
Yeah, no, that was Herc, like, reviving again and again and again to keep going after.
Like, perfectly honestly, like, the action scenes in this series put to shame Michael Bay and his explosions.
Oh, of course. Fucking stunning. On the other hand, though, worst timeline, because Ku and Gil die, the body count is sky high. Yep. And also, best girl is Rin, not Sakura.
You know what team Seki's on.
I'm so sorry. What?
You said best girl's Rin, not Sakura.
Yeah, she meant that.
Yeah,
I meant that.
Yeah, that's exactly what she. Yeah, that's exactly what she meant.
People told me in the comments that I was sleeping on Sakura, and that there was another version of this story where I'd like Sakura, right? And they told me the same thing when I said I didn't like the romance aspect of Artoria. They were like, "You're gonna like Rin so much better," and I did like Rin so much better. And like, sure, yeah, I see they threw in some like character for Sakura, and she wasn't just
You actually
a doll.
understand what the gist is with her character.
Yeah, she wasn't just a doll that showed up in a few scenes the story moved around. She was part of the story, but I still don't like her as much as Rin
That's
of
fair.
the three.
I do actually kind of agree. I think Rin, if you're looking at like the most normal, like healthy, like realistic relationships, Rin is that. I think even Nasu has made that comment before.
Yeah.
Also, like, I get that Sakura is, like, obviously simultaneously both protagonist and antagonist, technically. And, like, I get it, but I mean, I get that she had a shit life growing up. But she is not the only person who had a shit life growing up. And she makes it seem like she is the reason that she is evil is because she is the only person who has ever grown up with a shit life. No, plenty of people have, and they don't turn into murderous megalomaniacs. Nature v. nurture.
Yeah.
You are not born. Yeah, okay. Nature v. nurture, I sit on the side of nurture. I do not think that people are inherently born maliciously evil. I think that's something that you learn either through action or inaction. I think the same thing of good, though. People are not born good. Good is something you learn through your action or inaction.
And Rin does call her out there. Like, in that climax, that's the conversation she and Sakura are directly having.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, so what? Like,
yeah, I mean, Rin even said, like, even Rin was saying, she's like, I don't feel empathy like you do. I don't have the emotional ability to feel that. And yet I did not turn evil because I don't have the emotional ability to feel things.
Sakura living through this route was not a redemption thing. That's the people around her still love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't hate that. It's a valid story, but it doesn't make me like her more than Rin.
No.
Yeah.
That's just a differing opinion between different people in the fan base.
In fact, I probably would like Artoria better than her if Artoria's story had been animated any better.
Yeah.
The animation really lets down Artoria's version of this.
Yeah, the
2006 is just...
Yeah, the 2006 is just oof.
Yeah.
It's oof.
It's not good. The music's great.
Oh god, I didn't actually make us sit through the EDs because we don't have enough time for that right now. Yeah. Oh my god, all 3 EDs are really, really good here.
But I mean, even the fight scene music was fucking banging. So I'm a bit full inherent honesty. Nick Nack caught me eyes closed, napping off in the middle of the second movie. I swear they were only closed for a few seconds though, because I did catch the actual interaction.
The only time she actually fell asleep was like the middle of that montage after Zoken tells Shiro that he needs to kill Sakura.
Yeah, and so it's like not a huge part I missed, but like I was dragging a little bit, but holy shit, the music on Ryder's fight with Altria at the end, like what the fuck? You did not have to go that hard.
But they did. I
love it. I love it.
My personal favorite track is because we actually get a Heracles theme here that's a recurring leitmotif.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like this big operatic, like, larger than life song.
And oh my god, the flashbacks to like...
To the labors of Heracles.
Oh.
You actually got to see unberserkified Heracles.
Yeah, and we got to see Berserker talk.
Yeah.
Request that Shiro protect Ilya.
Oh. Realm actually missed like one of the most acclaimed scenes.
Oh, what was
this
it?
is Seki was nodding off because she had a dog.
I think I was probably in the bathroom when it happened.
But there's a scene, the Wonderland scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, you walked away. So
I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, so you were gone when the scene transitioned from there to the alleyway with Gil, because you showed back up when we were in the alleyway with Gil.
Yeah.
What you missed was that scene like melted away into the alleyway.
Like basically, she's walking through this Wonderland. It's framed as just this.
Yeah, it seems like
Yes,
it's like a dream.
And cute animals.
But there's little unsettling things in here.
Like the stuffed animals have sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Those sharp teeth, like if you look at them, they're designed to look like punks that you might find in an alley. And they're surrounding her like there's a woman walking around all on her own at night.
Yeah.
She
and then
kills
she
one,
goes
and then they
picks
start
up a piece
running
of
away.
candy, right?
But it's all framed whimsically.
Yeah, she picks up a piece of candy and she's about to eat it. Then it fades to her in the actual alleyway with a piece of human flesh that she's about to ingest. Yeah. While Gil walks up to her.
Another detail is there's a part where you see the stuffed animals floating down the river.
Yeah.
Those were the servants.
Yeah. Because you saw the lion and so on.
Yeah.
Those stuffed animals had seen shit.
Yeah.
So like, whoa.
Yeah. So I missed
Big
that.
good.
I missed that, unfortunately. But I'm sure I could find that scene somewhere.
Oh
on
yeah,
YouTube.
definitely.
Oh, absolutely. It was big good.
Yeah.
Big good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was interesting that in the first movie they kind of just flashed through all of Unlimited Blade Works.
Okay, but did we need to watch all of Unlimited Blade Works' like first season or first like 4 episodes as a movie? Because that would have been a movie on its own with the length of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't really any better way to do that.
No.
Yeah,
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at times, perhaps, I found that across the 3 movies, I think the main complaint I have is at times there was just a lot of exposition and like heavy dialogue. Like sometimes we'd just be like in a scene and someone's just expositing to another character. And I get that you've got to like communicate all this information a lot of the time and set up, but it did feel like a lot at times. I think that was definitely, I think it was the worst in movie number 2. There was a lot of heavy dialogue in movie number 2.
Yeah. And it was mostly just because, like, since this is a film format, they're only working with so much time, so they got to be efficient with it, and so they got to cram as much in there as they possibly can.
I will give slight pushback and like give movie 2 more credit because I actually think movie 2 is the best in my opinion. But I think that's because movie 1 rushes through things a little too. It moves through things quickly because it needs to get to the actual overarching story and not just the Fate Stay Night, but kind of different.
Yeah.
With a few different things popping up. They need to get to the Dark Shadow quickly. So movie 1 feels a little too quick. And movie 3, there's some interesting things that they had to trim around for movie 3 to keep it in a digestible format. Movie 2 is the only one that kind of has a setup and a conclusion, and Sakura's character arc ties it all together. I think it's the only one that's tied on its own as opposed to as a full trilogy. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. So what exactly did they have to cut out from, like, the third movie? Yeah?
The Heaven's Feel route isn't typically considered just the Sakura route. Sakura is the biggest part for sure.
But it's also Ilya's Feel,
It's
right?
also effectively Ilya's route.
Because...
And it's effectively Kirei's route.
Yeah.
Because Kirei and Shiro in the visual novel get a lot more interactions than they had here.
Kirei's the priest, right?
Yeah.
This Henry Cavill-looking motherfucker takes off his goddamn jacket and is just jacked with the body of a Greek Adonis talking about nature v. nurture. Could they have written a character that appealed to me more?
So,
I think not.
The comments are going to tell you this for sure. Kirei's voice actor in Japanese actually really likes cosplaying and recreating scenes with Kirei. And at one point, something he did was, you know the dagger that Kirei gives Rin? And that you see it in this anime as well?
Yeah.
He actually gifted Rin's VA that dagger's replica for her birthday.
He gives women daggers. He talks about nature v. nurture. He likes mapo tofu. He's built like a Greek god. And you want me to believe that I'm not supposed to be rooting for him?
The best scene is that scene where he's eating the mapo tofu and he's actually steaming.
Yes. I don't get Fate. Come on. If you don't want me to root for Shiro, you gotta not make Kirei such a snack.
So before we go, before we get into characters and start wrapping things up, I do want to bring up the ending real quickly because the epilogue and Shiro not dying.
Yeah.
There's 2 different endings that are kind of both equally valid, but this one's considered typically to be the true ending. People that really like this ending tend to like it when you view it in terms of Shiro's character. It completes Shiro's character arc of living for himself, as opposed to trying the rest, with every other route being a hero of justice that'll do the greatest possible good. The other ending is, and just because we didn't get to see it here, there's an ending where Shiro dies, where he, instead of getting saved by Ilya, he projects Excalibur and destroys the girl that way, but then perishes because of it.
Yeah.
In that ending, Sakura still lives, and this is where you get if you feel like thematically Sakura should have been punished more.
Yeah.
Sakura still lives, but she basically does the Hachiko dog thing where she spends the rest of her life waiting for Shiro to return, and he never does.
Interesting.
So, just if you're wondering if there was even a version where Sakura got a little bit more comeuppance, if that's what you were hoping for.
I don't even know if I want comeuppance for her. It just feels like she went from being a non-entity in 2 series, right? Mm-hmm. And a relative non-entity in most of the first movie to being a psycho murder bitch who is fucking our main character, excuse my French, fucking our main character on the side. Living a relatively good life because she's away from, away from her abusive family and enjoying her life. And is still a crazy psycho murder bitch who is lying to everyone.
Well, in the first movie, she is an entity, but you don't find out that she is that entity till the second movie anyways. So.
Yeah. It's just so, the thing is, though, is that...
And also, in the first movie, she spends most of her interaction with Shiro just, like, creeping outside or, like, shy and not saying anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not even, like, not being an entity in terms of the shadow, but she's also not really character interacting. I mean, the first movie has more interaction between him and Rin than it does him and her.
And that's part of the point, too. Because it was the second movie, she hears Rin talking to Shiro, and a scene that would have been perfectly in
fucking
place.
High jump scene.
The high jump scene.
Mm-hmm. Fucking high jump.
Would have been perfectly in place, and in fact, I think they had a scene like that in Unlimited Blade Works. Mm-hmm. But that's the moment where she realizes, wait a minute, I'm not actually... Mm-hmm. I don't actually have any agency in my life right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there was that. Shit, I had something I wanted to say, but I lost it.
Sorry. It was hilarious watching Saber body Ryder in one hit.
Oh, yeah, that was
in movie
hilarious.
Number 1.
In
just
movie number 1.
like one hit, one shot her. Just...
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, this is... Okay. Worst timeline if you're a Coup fan, obviously.
Obviously.
Best timeline if you're a Ryder fan.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Honestly, we got big sister Ryder at the end there.
And kind of like almost mom vibe Ryder.
Yeah.
Like, that was beautiful. I loved Ryder sticking around at the end after. And the whole, like, can you do this? You're gonna have to trust me, and I'm gonna have to trust you.
Yeah.
Even the taunting Altria, the, like, he won't move because he trusts me. He always moved with Saber. Mm-hmm. He always tried to push her out of the way and stop her from getting hurt. But Ryder's just like, he won't, because he trusts me.
Yeah.
That's some prime trash talk right there.
Sicker bird.
Yeah.
You need a sicker bird.
What's with Saber and being burned by Riders?
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. Also,
what happened to Sakura and the other routes, though?
She just...
Route 1, Shinji dies, so it's implied Zoken doesn't really... He just kind of gives up at that point.
He just kind of fucks off, basically.
And Route 2?
Route 2, Shinji lives, Zoken still gives up. There is some implication that Shinji maybe kind of slightly turns his life around in Unlimited Blade Works, so they foster a slightly healthier relationship after that.
I mean, he dies here, and it was deserved.
Yeah.
But here he dies.
Such a whiny little pissant. Like, yeah, they made the joke that, like, Angra Mayu in the Grail was, like, throwing a temper tantrum. The real person throwing a temper tantrum was, what's his face?
Shinji.
Yeah, get fucked.
Yeah.
He's just such a pissy little tantrum.
He's just a
Seki in our first discussion saying Shinji was her favorite character. Fast forward, we get character development of realizing Shinji is a shit human being.
Yeah, absolutely. Worst human being on the face of the planet. Waifu wars?
Waifu
wars. Waifu wars. Waifu wars. Knick-knack.
Ooh, this one, I'm going to have to actually go Medusa this one. Medusa's like arguably one of the main characters here.
Yeah.
Realm?
I'm actually going to go Altria just because it's like, I feel like so here's the thing, even though we get more technicality on Saber's character, like in the other versions of this show, she's just a more...
she's more of a presence here?
She's more of a presence here because she's actually doing something, it feels like, half the time.
You actually get to see her use her abilities and not be held down by being fucking Shiro's servant.
Yes, exactly. She doesn't have to control herself. She literally just fucking lets loose Excalibur's full might with no impunity.
Yeah, which also, by the way, we didn't even get her letting loose Excalibur until the last fight she was in the last movie. Stunning.
Well, she let loose plenty in that her
But she didn't scream it out or reveal herself. Like, of course we know, but... Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, as much as I hate his personality and how bad he is, Kotahime.
Kotomine.
Kotomine, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
Just too many cool things.
a 3-parter here, and hear me out. 1, Ku and Gil are always gonna be my waifus, right? I love them with my soul, and worst timeline, right?
But you need to express a character you actually appreciate, whereas these two were just merged.
Yeah. As a joke, right?
Oh boy.
As a joke.
Oh my.
Hassan of the Cursed Arms, his little bouncing his way out of Ryudo Temple, just the boing, 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 boing. Man, Hassan of the Cursed Arm, man. Like, way to go, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, God damn it, Fate, why you make me say this out loud? Kotomine! God, fucking damn! That's the real one, but, like, that's a 3-parter
Now
there.
I can't wait to get to the video and reacts where we actually cover Kotomine's involvement in FGO. You made a fun comment, actually, with Cursed Arm. Like, you're like, you made 2. One, you were surprised that Cursed Arm was getting as much as he was here.
Yeah.
And the other one was, you were real salty. Like, Ku would not lose to a Hassan like that.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
I also said at the very end when he fucking stabs when he stabs Sakura with Rule Breaker. I did make the comment mid-movie. I was like, finally, I was getting sick and tired of this boy not stabbing girls who need to die.
And then the climax is him stabbing a girl.
I know, it was
that wants to
glorious.
die.
Yep.
It was glorious.
Yes. It was a lot funnier in context, and honestly, it would have been great if we were recording it. But
I had some real bangers
It's
throughout
even better
the movie.
when Rin is like, I must be like Shiro, because she fails to stab the girl that needs to die.
I know. Finally, some good stabbing.
And we're joking mostly here, guys.
Yeah.
Sakura fans, please don't string us up and crucify us.
We also called out so many of the gas explosions.
Oh no, man, no! I totally believe that those were gas explosions. Gas explosions could totally be purple, pink, blue, like the size of nuclear bombs.
I don't know if I've told you this though, but that is the actual explanation the church tries to give the public as to what those explosions are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, we've got Grail Goo.
Yeah, Grail Goo. Coming to a store near you. Grail Goo.
Grail Goo.
It's pink and it radiates a red aura, and you should be concerned, but you're gonna buy it for your children.
This is dissolving my hand, and yet it feels great.
Yeah, the texture. This is the good brain vibrations. Glorious. Also, can I say, man, on the whole, Emiya, kinda anticlimactic. I expected better from Archer. I mean, I get why we didn't get better, but I somehow did, because, I don't know, I just did.
Because in fairness, he did have more of a presence also in the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just isn't his route, though.
Yeah.
Because this is the one where since this is ultimately the route where Shiro ends up kind of giving up on being the ideal hero of justice to be with Sakura, essentially. He doesn't really kind of go down that path, ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have much of an arc after that's already settled.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, this is the wildest deviation from the other two.
It is the most different.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, because the other two are pretty. I mean, change a fight here and there, change a person, but
until you get to like 3/4, halfway through at least the other two.
Yeah,
they're mostly the same.
Yeah, but this one just out the bat, fucking different. Also, poor fake assassin.
I know,
right? Yeah, he's the. You want to talk about characters that got done dirty? His first scene was his death.
Yeah, his literal only scene was his death.
Like at least
although this is a beautiful flayed open chest animation.
Oh yeah.
Like the attention to detail on the ribs and viscera, stunning. Repeated again in Herc when he gets burned to death and you could see his entire ribcage.
I loved every one of Herc's revivals. Like you see this man brutalized,
right.
You see him like,
and then the lights
turn
back on in his head.
Yep.
Love that.
Yep.
Friggin' love that.
I was waiting for that final last just like come back in front like that, but like no.
I know. I just wanted him to keep coming back.
Yeah, he did technically.
I know.
Literally, the soundtrack that played. So his theme in the second film is called "He Comes Back Again and Again."
Yeah.
His theme in the third film, like the remix of it, is called "And He Came Back Yet Again."
That's glorious. I do love that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I appreciate any time I don't have to look at regular Saber so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Altria's great, comparatively.
Yeah, honestly. It's more interesting just seeing a corrupted Saber, in my opinion, than seeing...
I think my bigger problem with Saber has always been that even in her route, I feel like we didn't get much out of her. Like, even in the Artoria route, I just feel like we didn't get much at all.
That's honestly my
until the
complaint
very
as well.
end.
I feel like even if Ufotable decided they wanted to go back and kind of remake that first atrocity, I really don't think they would do it much more justice. Just even if they fix the dialogue.
So I've actually played the visual novel at this point. The visual novel spends a lot more time in the anime, flashing back to Artoria and her relationship with
which would make more sense.
the knights. Once her identity is revealed, like what the knights thought of her.
I feel
you
like
get a
that
little
could
bit of that
really...
in Zero, and Seki's read Garden of Avalon.
Yeah. However, on the note of comparing the different versions, right? So, hear me out here. Animation for me is this Blade Works 2006, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fight scenes, Blade Works this 2006.
The quantity with
Yeah.
with competitive quality.
Best
works
Girl,
better for you.
Blade Works 2006 this.
Man, that's a hot take for Seki. I'm more surprised.
Wait, no, hang on. Best Girl, if you're going by Sakura. If you're going by Ilya, switch it with 2006.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my final decision. And if you're going by Kotomine, top. Best Girl, Kotomine.
This is. What about Ryder? She was kind of her route too.
Best Girl writer. Also, this is second best Gilgamesh and third best Ku.
First best real assassin.
Yes.
True.
Oh, best assassin.
Best assassin, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked the fake assassin.
Yeah, but even in the Artoria route, which is where we saw the most of him, it was still really just that one climactic fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His best stuff, in my opinion, Kojiro's best stuff's in FGO when you start bringing Musashi in.
Yeah.
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 Well then,
I think that about covers it. Unless we have
recommendations, I guess.
Fate.
More fate.
Grand Order.
Garden of Sinners, Mahotsukai no Yoru,
Lunar Legend Tsukihime.
the visual novel.
All of them. Torture yourself.
Lord Elmaloy.
Like
Fate-
Kotomine.
Lord Elmaloy, Fate Extended Universe.
All of the Elmaloy content. All of it.
Fate Grand Order Cinematic Universe.
I'll just take the Fate and spin around a recommendation I made into Fate from another series, the Index Railgun franchise. Out of this, if you just like big interconnected worlds.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's all I've got for the moment.
Yep, that's a dip for me.
So next time's a rando hat then.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Let me pull that.
Ooh.
Drum roll, please. It's mine.
All right.
Ah,
wait.
damn it.
Shokoku no Altera Record of Battles.
Again? All right. Cool. I'm not disappointed. Oh, fuck.
Call them out, Jax.
That's it. I'm leaving it in. Good. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later, everybody.